I am already dead. Or at least, that's how it seems. Or is everything dead around me? The city, gone up in flames. The theater cut in pieces. Its skin torn wide apart. And I am alive, with a life I can't understand. I can't define. I can still not measure.
Wake up! Wake up, little girl!
They still haven't passed through here. Daddy was right.
In the corner of the multiverse, perhaps something can still be done. With Shalim's help.
My dear old father.
Come, let's get to work. What are you waiting for? For this 500,000 volumes to go up in flames? Get a move on. No time for that. Shalim, you're in charge. And you don't be fooled by his appearance. He may look like a kid, but he's actually warrior than the devil. Put everything in front of the mirror and wait for the space-time gap to open up. Then arrange as many books as you can according to the music you hear. And please learn it by heart if we are to recover them someday. Let's try again. I promise it will work. Anyhow, those books can't possibly stay under a pagan temple.
I'm sorry, Father, but my trip to Milan for talks with Bishop Ambrose was a waste of time.
No regret, Hypatia. Emperor Theodosius publicly bowed before Ambrose, and it's now clear who is in charge. What's more, Bishop Theophilus made it very clear. In Alexandria, the pagan temples are to be closed and the contents destroyed. We will be outlaws hereafter. There will be no longer libraries and study centers for philosophy and science. They're burning the books, destroying the statues. The imperial decree is being enforced. As for us, we must put our plan into action. So stop complaining and get to work. Shalim, stick to your music. It has to work. What is music, if not the sound of mathematics? Brilliant, Shalim. Well done. That's the way to do it. Action deriving from thoughts. Experiment deriving from the idea. This means kickstart your brain. No one will ever find the books concealed in space-time fold.
The Democritus study on atomism. The treatise on light by Muscus the Phoenician. jewelry by Aristarchus of Samos. There is everything here. The entire museum library of Alexandria. The largest library in the world. The knowledge of Euclid, Thales, Pythagoras, Aristotle, Hippocrates, Plato, Diophantus, Plotinus, and many others. Greeks, Egyptians, Chaldeans, Romans. Everything kept safe. Here. Father, how many nights have we strained our eyes over these? They are still intact, Father. It worked.
Every time I swim, it's like dreaming again. The sun is the same. Some out of the frame. The fame of fun, up the bus, it sucks. There's something inside. Somebody knocks on my manage to stop that fucking clocks. I'm so late, busty. And you go over late now. Big news, I just toast it here for my own sake.
Couldn't make it. I'm here to bring you his regards.
You
should not spend so much time in front of that mirror. It's unbecoming. You should save your look for your man. And not only that.
What man?
Every woman should.
What are you talking about?
Ah, now I know. You want to become a nun and keep your flower chaste. But tell me, who are those people by your side? I see you still blathering in street corners and in theatres instead of recognizing your place in this
What would that be?
What's a woman's place? My good Augustine. My dear Hypatia, do I have to explain you everything? Or perhaps your father Theon was too busy with his numbers to take care of you. Anyhow, look, I'll start from basic. Find some new clothes and wear a nice tunic instead of that ridiculous philosopher's gown. You should also spend more time on housework. And in the evening, if you're tired and need to take a break to look at the heavens and count the stars, or pretend to be an inventor, just like little boys do, go ahead. Still, the most important thing is not to take yourself seriously. Look, if people remember you, it is certainly not because of those studio inventions. What's it called?
Astrolabe.
The astrolabe and the hygroscope, which I am told, by the way, were not conceived by that little mind of yours. Nor will you be remembered, though, for those commentaries on mathematical, philosophical work. There were very few, to be honest, and the rest got lost, well, forever. Instead, what people will remember you for a rag soaked in impure blood, yours, flirted underneath the nose of a so-called disciple. Poor man, he was just trying to put you one straight and narrow. The only suitable path for a woman. You should be looking for a husband, a family, and children. And what did you do? You thank him by throwing in his face your monthly tribute paid by your gender to Mother Nature. And that's enough of sad memories. Thanks to Sharon's stroke of genius, we have this chance to meet again after more than 2,000 years. So let's have some fun, shall we? What about this? Solve me this riddle. 13 Jews are on the road, just outside Alexandria. They're standing there, transfixed, without uttering a word. Why? Oh, I didn't tell you, but it's just their head standing there, skewered on stakes.
Charlie, that's a turn up for the book. How on earth did Cyril manage to find us? Can you hear me, Charlie? All right. Then I'll follow the bishop's advice. Yes. My new existence, past, present, or future, whatever. I will finally spend more time in women's chores. Water, flower. It is certainly not the stuff of which the universe is made. Still, I changed my mind. Orestes, I accept your proposal. But are you sure? Does your father agree? I have made up my mind, and that's that. Aren't you pleased? Of course I am, Hypatia, and I hope you are too. The other night, as I watched the sky, I thought I saw someone in the bushes of the garden. 2 shadows. The silhouette of 2 bodies moving like Aphrodite's dance. Then, a mewing. There were 2 cats. I got closer and saw their body joined together. The female cat was lying on its back, paws pointing towards the sky and eyes aglow. The male cat was biting her neck to stop her from moving. Strange bite. A bite that didn't hurt. I will do anything to make you happy. And I have already decided what to wear. A white tunic with a silver belt showing off my waist and a garland of fresh white blossom on my head. But then, I look in the mirror. Still in there, I see a stranger, an image of me, in that pure white dress looking ridiculous, almost macabre. The image of a corpse dressed for burial. Orestes, what's the matter? I am sorry. I can't. You can't? Why not? I just can't. Many women can. I don't. Ah, Hypatia, I am told you are now giving public lectures. Is that true? What's wrong with that? Even Socrates with his young disciples in the streets of Athens. Plotinus likewise, whom I revere as a mentor. Do you think it is wise these days to go around preaching? I don't preach. Sciences and philosophy aren't religions. And my lectures are attended by Christians, pagans, and Jews alike. I teach, debate, and drill them whatever God they believe in. The only God or demon I attempt to awaken in them is the one of reason. And as one of my former students, you should know that. Keep up the good work, just not in the streets. Is that an order from the great prefect Orestes? It is an advice from somebody who loves you. Thanks. And goodbye. Oh, and give my regards to Cyril, who now commands you like a puppet. Your stubbornness will get us into trouble. Trouble? For who? For me? For the city of Alexandria, or for you, Orestes, and your career? All right, let it drop. Hypatia. Anyhow, as for I can't, I have already told you. I understand you have been in touch with Synegus. That's not the reason. I really can't. With you, or with anybody. Neither now, nor never. Hypatia from Synesius. I made a terrible mistake moving from Alexandria to Athens. It was certainly different in the past, but nowadays, culture here is worth nothing. People don't go in for politics or philosophy anymore. They are into show business and of the most vulgar kind. Even Asclepigenia, the great philosopher, proved a disappointment. She shrouds herself in mystery like a mistress of the occult, and rolls her eyes as if in a trance. She's a freak show. I miss you and Alexandria so much. Wait for me, and keep on turning out your serious young disciples interested in knowledge only. Still, I can't wait to tell you about my extraordinary happiness. You are the first to know because of our deep friendship, and because, despite the tiny difference in our age, I regard you as my mentor as well as my second mother. I am getting married to a wonderful woman who's beautiful and intelligent. I have told her so much about you that I was frightened she'd be jealous. However, she's wise and virtuous and would never allow such petty feelings to get in the way. And so, Hypatia, stay well and be happy for me. Be happy for me. A wise and virtuous woman, incapable of petty feelings. She sounds like a perfect woman, dear Synesius. I always believed we'd grow old together, two very close friends. I was foolish. I cherished the dream of an eternal philosophical friendship, of an academy founded by the both of us, Hypatia and Synesius Academy, the rebirth of Alexandrian Platonism. Of course, you never made it clear, but I presumed you were on my wavelengths. Besides, what should a philosopher be interested in? Getting married? What an absurd madness. To turn oneself into a country gentleman who grows fat, lolls around, and takes care of its business affair. And at the same time he lives a dull existence, his sole companion, an obedient wifey who worships him and makes him feel he's the most gorgeous, the bravest, and most virile of man. A woman who cares nothing about his intellect, knows nothing about mathematics and philosophy. A woman who cooks him tasty meals and charms him with clever love games. It's disgusting. Vulgar. People attach too much importance to their body by either liking or despising it too much. And it's just not on. The body is nothing. Its needs are nothing. Just satisfy them and forget them. Bodily signs are insignificant. The true substance of us all, both men and women, is the divine spark. The intellect, which is a part of the one of God, and there is a longing to return. The body rapidly declines and decays, and we should, as long as we are locked in it, strive to forget it. I feel sorry. I feel truly sorry. I have tried. But maybe I am not good at this. It's human. Too human. Or maybe it does not interest me much. Yes! Undoubtedly. For me, there are far more interesting things. As you can see, you little creatures, you are not the greatest and most important things in this universe. And you certainly aren't at its center. So, I wonder, why? But why all this bustle? The universe certainly doesn't revolve around your bodies, even if that's what Cyril would like us to believe. Not even around your body, my dear Synergus. You claim to have a genuine thirst for knowledge. You asked me to send you the latest version of my astrolabe. Why did you want it? To escape from the boredom of your new life as a couple? Or to take your mind off your new bishopric? No. Sorry. I lost control. But don't think I bear a grudge. You are still my best disciple. And you certainly must have had a good reason to sacrifice and combine with intelligence your inclination for academia with the ties that life and the prison times dealt you. You have an intelligence that sadly, perhaps, escapes me. One moment, please. I'm sorry, Synergus, I still need you. Of course. Of course, there are two of them. Not one center, but two. Two foci. And the sun, you understand, the sun is one of them. And the orbit, the Earth orbit, is not a circle, but maybe the Earth revolves around the sun as an ellipse, the locus of points, the sum of whose distance to the two foci is constant. Because what is a circle, after all, if not a special ellipse, whose two foci are so close that they stand at the same points, namely the center? It needs checking, but it could be the case. That would confirm, with all due respect to Ptolemy, that Aristarchus was right. We are not at the center of the universe, and the Earth revolves around our source of light, the sun, not the other way round.
And on her, she asked how come to live off reality. Why did she not stay at home like every Friday? Why did she want to know if it was her day? A man, Here a man has confronted his boss. He was bored to run after a job. Why did he not keep still like a perfect robot? Why did he want to choose not to become a spot? He left us cold from the Jewish man. Bullshit the rules, was not everything. Why does he lose his luck? He's watching just to discomfort. Does he love his life? He's watching just a discomfort to Fuck! Don't do what it touch out, don't be under control, don't you bring way, man, you own that. Don't hesitate, that is nothing to leave during your own gift. You don't have to listen as a cheap rich man now. You don't have to listen as a cheap rich man.
You never stop staring at the heavens. But have you managed to see anything other than the stars?
What do you mean?
God, Hypatia. Where is God?
Up there, isn't he? Just as he wouldn't be found down here on earth if the people from up there came looking for him here.
So where is he?
I am no theologian. I'm a mathematician, an astronomer, a philosopher.
First and foremost, you are a human being. And my question is, where is God in your universe?
Inside ourselves, or nowhere.
Is that what you fill your pupils' heads with?
Education, dear Cyril, doesn't mean filling a bucket, but lighting a fire.
As the man about to die on a stake famously said. My dear Hypatia, I can only suggest you to weight what you say very carefully. And agree with me. It's better to forget the past and all its mistake. On earth as in the heaven. And listen to me. When I say the sky should not concern women, you should have married that Orestes of yours. He would have listened to you more than me. Unless, on your wedding day, you certainly realize that something is badly wrong with you.
You couldn't know, Orestes. No one could. Only my father did. That's precisely why he tried to dissuade you. It has always been like that. Even as a young girl. I remember the time my brother, in love for the first time, asked my advice about how to win a woman's love. My only answer was to lift up my tunic, and uncovering my legs, I told him, here's what you love. Women are like this. He ran away horrified and didn't speak to me for months. That same evening, the animals grew restless in the garden. A strange silence fell around me and all over the earth. It was nightfall, the darkest night I ever remember. I looked up at the sky. A black monster was about to devour the moon's silver disk, and that was all my fault for what I had done to my brother. I saw my father in the garden and clung desperately to him, asking him for his forgiveness. But my father, who was also watching the sky, turned to me. And at that very moment, he seemed huge. He burst out laughing and gave me a hug.
Do you think this is all you're doing, little girl? No, do not worry. No one on earth will have so much power. Look carefully instead.
So I stood there. For minutes that seemed endless, looking at the moon being swallowed by that larger disk that was black and obscure, and I couldn't do a thing about it. That's us, my father explained with a smile. That's the earth, or rather its shadow. And as he spoke, he took me to his laboratory for the first time. I have never left it since.
This is the earth. This is the sun. And this is the moon. When they are in this position, the earth casts its shadows on the moon, and it seems to disappear. It's called a total eclipse.
I was gazing at my father, enthralled, convinced that with the help of all his knowledge, encompassing everything, even these legs of mine could be cured. Yet, its studies and calculations were of no use, as were the doctors whose opinions he sought. So he took me to Shalim.
See this boy? He was a boy when I was a boy, and when my father was a boy, and when my father's father was a boy. He came out of the desert one day. No one knows his age. He doesn't talk. He has his music instead of words.
Shalim was looking at me. Still not a note came from his instrument. Nothing. Not even his music, which later would produce all this, could cure me. I was angry with myself and angrier with my father, who at his age and with all his knowledge had reckoned that this dumb, ageless, crippled dwarf would manage to give me new legs and a normal existence by playing on that instrument of his. A simple string attached to a bit of rough wood I grabbed Shalim and began shaking him, tumbling him, bowling at him, letting my anger spill out. Then, as I had done with my brother, I showed him, over and over, no holds barred, my gouty legs. Instead, unlike my brother, he didn't get upset. He didn't flinch from me or feel repelled by my legs. On the contrary, with his hand, he began gently fondling their white fur. He had a childlike touch, and like a child, he smiled at me. I seemed to hear the sound of that smile, which is impossible because the creature was dumb. He had no voice. Just the same, I could hear it. It was inside me. And inside me, it created spaces, shapes, visions that I couldn't understand. When Shalim stopped fondling my goatish hair, those visions and sounds faded. And then everything grew clear to me. What I had seen and heard was not due to Shalim, but to my weird legs. Shalim only helped me to recognize them as mine, to accept them, and understand that inside me there was something or someone, an animal or human, a demon or God, that was asking to be heard. And that something or someone would never give up their place inside me. So I would have to learn to live with him or her. Because the voice of my legs, and whatever that was alive inside them, came back to make itself heard. At first, rarely, when I least expected it. While I was contemplating the sunset, the perfection of a shell structure, the sweetness of a melody, it burst forth, awakening me from my ecstasy at the sight of such beauty. And it challenged me and pushed me to ask myself questions. It guarded me and gave me no peace. The sound produced by the string of your instrument, Shalim. If we now make another one, but with a string of a different length, and pluck both strings together. Listen carefully to their harmony. And can you hear the enjoyment? The enjoyment of this accord? It varies. It varies according to the string's length. Here, this one is more pleasing. Can you hear, Shalim? more pleasing when the ratio of the two strings is simple. Numbers. In numbers lies the essence of all things. Everything is based on mathematics, Shalim. Absolutely. Even philosophy. Wasn't it Plato who wrote on the door of his academy? Nobody ignorant of geometry should enter here. Nobody ignorant of geometry should enter here. Nobody ignorant of geometry should enter here. Later, that voice made itself heard steadily more often, and made my thirst for knowledge grow and grow, along with the need to impart my knowledge to others. My dear friends, this is what our body and everything around us is made of. Matter. Matter that likes staying close to other matter. Yet, what is this matter made of? As long as I break it into pieces and cut it up, I'll get progressively smaller parts. And so, forever and ever and ever, somebody might ask? No. Replies Democritus. If idly we kept on dividing the dot into smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller rough parts, we would eventually come to a halt. Since matter is composed by small particles, so small that at a certain point they are not seen with the naked eye, but only in our mind and thought processes. And these finite particles can be divided no further. They are atoms. After all, it is not very different from when we raise our eyes to the heavens on a dark night and see a dim patchy glow. I mean, the Milky Way. Well, what is it? Apart from a cluster of small stars. So far away, we can't tell them apart. Democritus already knew that, even if his discovery was only acknowledged 20 centuries later. But let's simplify further, since I suspect that actually everything must be simple. More simple than we imagine. What would happen if one of us now were to go far from here and observe our bodies gathered together from a very distant standpoint? Wouldn't he or she probably see something like one body? Yes! One single body, moved with the same infinite thirst for knowledge. A body in which thought and action, reason and religion, politics and philosophy, each and every force combined and well tuned like a musical instrument around one single note. But maybe all this is only possible in different time and place, in an unattainable golden age, and you are only wasting your time listening to the words of a poor delusional woman suffering from an incurable disease.
You should have listened to me. You would have been cured, not by doctors and wizards, but with a proper treatment. But tell me, in your infinite wisdom, who is our top doctor?
The ancient Egyptian Amenhotep, bishop. Or the Greek Hippocrates. Or a among Alexandrian physicians, Herophilus, and Galen, who likewise studied in Alexandria.
Wrong! None of them could have bring a dead man back to life just by touching him. Our Lord Hypatia. He is the ocean of medicine, and the saints and the martyrs who healed the crippled with no worthless science like mathematics, astronomy, or magic to help them. Searching for history, you've got the Pentateuch and the books of Kings. Searching for eloquence, you've got the book of prophecy. Searching for poetry, you've got the Psalms. Remember, a wise man always conceals science. The Bible, the book of Proverbs.
The Bible, the books of Proverbs. For how long will fools continue to hate science? As you can see, reason and religion can coexist. It is possible. Pagans, Christians, Jews, these are the people who with me seek the truth, hidden in the atoms of matter or in a beam of light.
Yes, I'm quite aware some few folk have trusted you. More than should have. Including some bishops and prefects, I'm told. And I would not. I really would not like the city council to be taken for one of your philosophical questions. And obviously, I made the mistake of not paying due attention to that matter much sooner. But from now on, I will make up for it. In the meanwhile, reflect. Think, while watching the heavens, about that light you've just mentioned. What would happen if someone, someday, discovered its secrets for real? The mystery of creation is hidden there, and the church has been and always will be its only worthy guardian. That's why your wish, yes, it is perhaps possible, but unsophisticated, and above all, dangerous. And can a man walk on hot coals without his feet being scorched?
You heard what Cyril said. You ought to be christened. Please, teacher, listen to us. Besides, what exactly is this tall story about the earth or biting the sun? You are a Christian. You ought to tell Cyril you are a Christian. And the earth stands still, remember. Like the foundations of our church. Would you dare to make the church and all its bishops orbit the sun? You don't know what you are talking about. You don't understand. This is not one of your lectures. Forget about the stars. Look around you. This is not the city of your dreams. Jews against Christians. Christians against pagans. It's a battlefield. And Cyril frowns upon our friendship. I understand. I understand what you mean. But I cannot. I really can't do what you're asking of me. For me it is different. I am neither a prefect nor a bishop. Sciences and philosophy should seek nothing other than the truth. And the truth cannot be imprisoned by political or religious dogmas. Look over there. The sun. How could I keep looking at its light every day without attempting to understand, without seeking to comprehend the laws that bind us to it and govern our state on this earth? No. For me, it's impossible. And honestly, I can't see how it could be any different for other people, unless we are not looking at the same thing. Yes, maybe that's the answer. Maybe the sun is not the same for everybody. Is that right, Charlie? Tell me, is that right?
Once upon a time, there was a little girl who wondered about the reason for everything and managed to find the answers to her queries only by trying to explain it to others. She found the game increasingly amusing. So, she sought to build a city according to these principles. And because she was very clever, she succeeded. She fashioned the city in the shape of a shell, whose perfection had always fascinated her. Its core was a central square, from where streets branched off, like spiral arms that led to other squares, from where other streets branched off. But the most peculiar thing, was that instead of the names of the streets, there were questions. And instead of the names of the squares, there were answers, which then led to other streets with more questions and more answers, and so on.
The sky of that city was invariably bright and clear, like a mirror. So anyone standing anywhere, just by looking up there, could admire the reflection of this perfect, lightweight architecture. There was an ever-growing arrangement of questions and answers, lit by bright sunlight. But one day, someone who perhaps did not appreciate the clarity, or perhaps because he did not like the answers he got to his questions, or maybe just out of envy, cracked a mirror in the sky and shattered it. Then he replaced the sun with another sun. From then on, the inhabitants of the city returned to their usual life. Some questions remained, and for some people, not even those, while the answers were gradually swallowed up by a dark new sun. Still left there, in hidden corners, scattered everywhere, were the bright fragments of that city shell and its mirror-like sky. However, they were sometimes so pointed and sharp that just by touching them you could hurt yourself. And not everybody, or rather, almost nobody, was willing to take that risk. Only the little girl, who in the meantime had grown into a woman, had to go. Perhaps because she missed the world she had created and had lived for some time divided between the world and the earth and felt at home nowhere. Still, she paid dearly for it, since she cut herself on the shards. Her body was torn to pieces and flayed and burned by someone who could not bear to see his own wickedness reflected daily in the sky. He made a gross miscalculation, however, because the lights of that fragment, like those of certain stars whose brilliance takes millennia to reach our eyes, spread out into space and time, carrying the memory of the woman-child and the city she had founded as far as here. Home, at last.
Whose is the voice inside me that is still talking? Who am I? Who are you? The living who wish to die. The dead who wish to live. Perhaps that's why we are all here. I, you, like a single united being, in this no man's land, at this non-existent time. Without forgetting, says Hypatia, that those points, those dots of light, are fragments of a large single timeless image, that those sounds, those notes, belong to the single highest note, for now, we are not allowed to understand what this image is, what this note is. And at this moment, I wish only to die. Yes, truly die. Completely die, says Hypatia. May the parts of me, each and every single bit of me, returns to the whole. All numbers to the one. The river, lake, and sea water to the source, says Hypatia. The spiral curves to the single origin, to that mother whom I never knew.